The New York Knicks have a new big three, at least if you're looking on the executive level. Once we heard that Scott Perry, former New York Knicks GM, was going to step down from his role this past summer, we knew that a change was going to come for the New York Knicks. And according to reports, a senior basketball consultant that was with the Knicks has just been promoted to a VP level. That means he's going to join Leon Rose and William Wesley in terms of calling the major decisions for the New York Knicks. We're going to break down the report and see exactly who the New York Knicks promoted. We're also going to look at Immanuel Quickley because according to reports, Immanuel Quickley and the New York Knicks may actually get a deal done before the start of the season. We're going to look into that report and so much more today. Let's get started. Gersson Rosas, a former senior basketball consultant with the New York Knicks, was just promoted, and he completes the new New York Knicks Big Three, at least on the executive level. According to Bleacher Report, Gersson Rosas, formerly a New York Knicks senior basketball consultant, was just promoted to the senior VP of basketball operations role. According to Bleacher Report, Rosas, a longtime NBA executive, was promoted to the senior vice president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks on Monday. That was first reported by Adrian Wojnarowski. Rosas, 45 years old, was hired by the New York Knicks back in February 2022 as a senior basketball advisor after he was relieved of his duties as the Minnesota Timberwolves president of basketball operations ahead of the 2021-2022 campaign. The report continues by stating that ever since New York decided to part ways with general manager Scott Perry back in May, it's been believed that Rosas, who has nearly 2 decades worth of experience in upper management, could be elevated in the organization's front office. Now, he'll be among the Knicks' biggest decision makers, along with Leon Rose and William Worldwide Wes Wesley. Huge update here from the New York Knicks. I think we all knew and thought at the time when we heard that Scott Perry, general manager for the New York Knicks at the time, was stepping down, we all knew that for the VP role, somebody who was going to elevate and going to step up, we all guessed that potentially it could be Gersson Rosas. I'm actually shocked that he was promoted to a VP role and not given the GM position because we all thought at the time when Scott Perry was leaving, there was only one name that was going to replace him, and it was Gersson Rosas. So I'm actually very surprised that that wasn't the case. But it really doesn't matter much now because he was elevated to a position that essentially gives him that same power and completes the New York Knicks Big Three. Now we have Leon Rose, William Wesley, and Gersson Rosas as the main core for the New York Knicks that are going to call the shots, going to call the trades, going to be the day-to-day people that are going to control the New York Knicks decisions. So if you're looking to point the finger, if you're looking to be happy, if you're wanting to see what the New York Knicks are going to do next, look at William Wesley, look at Leon Rose, and now look at the new addition to complete the trio in Gersson Rosas. Those are the 3 names every New York Knicks fan needs to know, needs to watch, and needs to hold accountable if you like a move, don't like a move, or feel indifferent about a move. If you liked Ryan Arcidiacono being added to this team again, praise Leon Rose. If you didn't like the move like I did, definitely get at Leon Rose, William Wesley, and Gersson Rosas for making the move. Because I think we all know, it's obvious, it's apparent. The New York Knicks absolutely should have added more talent on the roster this offseason. Unfortunately, they really didn't add too much of what they needed. They did add Dante DiVincenzo, who is a shot creator. But I'm looking at that new Big Three and wondering why they didn't add a backup power forward. Why they didn't convert one of the 2 ways that we had to a standard NBA deal to play a couple of minutes behind Julius Randle at their natural position at the backup power forward position versus putting players that are not naturally a 4 into that 4 spot, like Josh Hart, like the rumors about RJ Barrett potentially playing spot minutes at the 4. These are things I'm looking at the new Big Three for the New York Knicks and waiting for answers on. Because I'm still looking at the New York Knicks and wondering if they're going to make any additional moves before they start the season. And in my opinion, I don't think they will. So that means I'm looking at the trade deadline to see the next time the New York Knicks may make a move. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm looking at the next offseason for the New York Knicks and this big three to show me what they're capable of and show me what moves they're going to make for the New York Knicks to help them get better. All eyes are going to be on Gersson Rosas, Leon Rose, and William Wesley headed into next season and every season afterwards, because it's not about that big three being created, which is great, I guess, for Leon Rose having his buddy Gersson Rosas with him now, helping making those big decisions. What really is important is what decisions that they make. And that's what I'm going to be watching, and I'm sure it's going to be what every single New York Knicks fan watches as well too. There is growing optimism around the league that Immanuel Quickley and the New York Knicks can absolutely get a deal done. One of the main things to watch headed into this offseason was Immanuel Quickley. Was he going to get a major deal? How much money was he going to get paid? Did the playoffs hurt his value? How long would a potential contract be for him? These are so many questions that we had for the New York Knicks and Immanuel Quickley headed into this offseason. The unfortunate part is, as of right now, we still have those questions. But according to Fred Katz of The Athletic, we may have an update now on the New York Knicks and Immanuel Quickley's contract situation. According to Fred Katz, based on conversations that he's had with people in the know, there is optimism that a deal can get done. This is a 24-year-old who is already one of the team's best players. He's coming off one of his best seasons ever. Chances are, Quickley will continue to improve. Amazing, great update here from Fred Katz, basically stating that from his sources that he's been speaking to and people in the know, they've told him that Immanuel Quickley is likely going to get an extension and re-sign with the New York Knicks. Depending on who you are and the type of fan you are, some of you are very happy about this, some of you are unhappy about this, and some of you are still questioning how much money we're going to pay Immanuel Quickley. We've done a lot of videos on Immanuel Quickley, heard from a lot of different league sources, and based on what we've heard, Immanuel Quickley and the New York Knicks are likely going to get a deal done. And the unfortunate part is that deal may look very similar to Josh Hart's contract, maybe even a little higher than that. Given Immanuel Quickley, his role on the team, his age, the fact that he's getting better each and every year, and the fact that he's really coming off of really the best season of his entire career. Let's not forget that Immanuel Quickley is also coming off of a season where he was runner-up for Sixth Man of the Year. So because of that reason and so many others, it seems like the New York Knicks will absolutely re-sign Quickley to an extremely lucrative contract and hopefully bank on the fact that he's going to get better and better each and every year, and they hope the contract that they sign him now looks like a bargain in the next few years. And maybe potentially that could be the case, depending on how much Immanuel Quickley elevates his game with the New York Knicks. According to Fred Katz, chances are a player that the New York Knicks won't ask out during the season. Trades for MVP caliber players happen more often during the offseason, not at the trade deadline. Quickley is a crucial part of the puzzle. This is a great update here by Fred Katz, essentially stating why the New York Knicks are going to give Immanuel Quickley that contract extension. It doesn't hurt them if they do that. That's essentially why the New York Knicks are going to do it. Because the move that they're looking to make for that superstar player might include Immanuel Quickley. If Immanuel Quickley breaks out, elevates his game even more headed into this next season, and the Knicks give him an extension, that deal may look like a bargain, which may help the New York Knicks in any type of star trade they're looking to facilitate. And Immanuel Quickley likely would be the player that they're looking to build that trade around. So if they want to increase his value and give him a contract that's at a bargain, they can do so right now and potentially center a trade package around Immanuel Quickley next offseason to get that star they really want and really want to acquire. And that may be the case, but as of right now, Fred Katz has given us an amazing update on the Immanuel Quickley situation with the New York Knicks. It's likely the Knicks will give Immanuel Quickley an extension. It's likely that extension is going to be very lucrative. And it's also likely that the New York Knicks are hoping for Immanuel Quickley to take another leap in his game. Because like Fred Katz stated, Immanuel Quickley has been one of the greatest players for the New York Knicks in terms of a young player elevating his game. You can make the argument, out of every player on the New York Knicks right now, Immanuel Quickley is one of the most important players for the New York Knicks. And it can only help them if they continue to give him a good contract and also build his value up. I think that the New York Knicks and Immanuel Quickley are going to come to an agreement and the Knicks are going to extend him. And I think because of that, it's going to be a motivating factor for the Immanuel Quickley to have one of the best seasons he's ever had for the New York Knicks, even better than last season. And if that happens, the New York Knicks are going to benefit a ton from it. Immanuel Quickley may elevate his game to heights we've never seen headed into next season. I just can't wait to watch and see what Immanuel Quickley does. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.